Hey everybody, this is Fernando from the Rollback Podcast, and it's Saturday. Just got back from the movies, and I saw... It was a movie I was very anticipated in watching. M3gan. With a 3 instead of an E. M3gan is a marvel of artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, M3gan can listen, watch, and learn as it plays the role of a friend, teacher, playmate, and protector. When Gemma becomes the unexpected caretaker of her 8-year-old niece, she decides to give the girl a M3gan prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences. So, for today's movie, it's a brand new movie, just came out yesterday, actually Thursday, but... thus in the essence it's new. I'm doing this podcast before Eddie does it because I don't know when he's gonna do it, because he's very irresponsible and very lazy, so we have to take the reins here. So I just saw M3gan, starring Allison Williams, who plays Gemma. Allison Williams, you know her from movies like Get Out. Hey, I did the snap. That was completely by accident. And then we have Violet McGraw, who plays Katie, her niece. She's not as well known. She came out in Haunting of Hill House. She came out in Black Widow. But to be honest, she just looks very familiar. And then we have the animatronic doll, M3gan, who is played by two people. The body is played by Amy Donald, and then the voice is played by Jenna Davis. Now, Jenna Davis, I believe, is somewhat of a child actor. I know she's 18, but I think she does like children's shows and things like that. I know she has a YouTube account, and she does things off of that. So there's that one. Amy Donald, I'm not too familiar with, but let's get into the story. So, going into this movie, I wasn't too sure what to expect. I expected a Chucky-esque movie. Very simple plot line. Parents figure gets child, doll goes crazy, doll kills. Grand finale, something happens. That's pretty much the beat for beat Bayside of the movie. That's exactly what happens in this movie. So before this movie even came out, there was a lot of hype, not from the director, because Gerard Johnstone, not really known. I was looking at his credits. This guy's pretty much a brand new director. I thought he killed it in this one. Already out the gate. This movie, I would definitely recommend you watch it, especially if you like horror movies like me. This one is a very just old-fashioned horror movie, like Chucky, like Child's Play, like Child's Play 2, like Child's Play 3. It's very down to earth. It's nothing crazy. It's not supernatural. Like, it's just a fun horror movie, and those are the type of horror movies I like. I'm not a big fan of the A24 horror movies or anything like that, slashers, even possession films. I do like possession films. I do like those, but it's just I'm not a fan of the artsy horror movies. I can't do it. It drives me nuts. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so yes, we have M3gan. Out the gate, there was already hype around this movie because the official Twitter account of M3gan and Chucky, because of the TV show, have been going at it on Twitter, and it's pretty hilarious. I would suggest you look it up. It's like before even the movie came out. This came out when the trailer dropped. But yeah, just crazy funny. It's nice to see like the unpaid interns that they have running these social media accounts are having fun with it. So hey, power to you. Another thing that just struck just struck me was, man, horror is just solely made by pretty much one company now, and it's Blumhouse. If it's not Blumhouse, it's not a horror movie. Like, that's just crazy how there's like no diversity when it comes to horror movies anymore. Like, it's Blumhouse or nothing. Am I saying it's a bad thing? No. I mean, Blumhouse does a really good job at doing these movies, but it's just like, it's crazy like to see. So yeah, before this movie came out, there was great hype. I thought the trailer was great for the movie. I thought the trailer was really good and well done. I thought it gave just enough information that people were interested in watching this movie. Me personally, I was very hyped for watching this movie. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. It's not long whatsoever. It's just in that sweet spot of a movie. Budget's not even crazy, 12 mil. Like, it's a very, very reasonable movie. So that's without any spoilers, this movie I thought was really well done. I thought this movie is definitely one to watch in theaters. Please support your local theater and help bring movies back into the theater age, because, man, those streaming prices are pretty expensive. Because $20 to rent a movie, granted, you could make the excuse of, well, that's what I would spend on the tickets alone. Yeah, but at least you're not really paying for the movie. You're paying for the experience in the theater. You pay $20 at home, you're at home. Granted, I love being at home. I'm a homebody. I love doing everything at home. So, no skin off my back. But there is those instances where I like going to the movie theater. So yeah, without spoilers, this movie is great watch. I would definitely recommend watching it. Not sure with kids, because this movie is a little graphic. But hey man, if you want to take your kids to it, go for it. My parents showed me The Exorcist when I was like 6 or 7. So no judgments here. But yes, I would give this movie a definite 4 out of 5 rating on the Ferny scale. Definite watch, so that you can go and have a good movie to enjoy, especially in January where the movies are a little So, hey, perfect movie to watch in January, because it's either this or Avatar. Avatar is going to probably stay in theaters for a good while. Now, with some spoilers. So, if you don't want any spoilers, this is your moment to click away and go watch the movie. Now with spoilers. So the movie starts with Katie's family going on a ski trip. They stop in the middle of the road because they're geniuses, and they get hit by a snowplow and they die. Everyone dies. Except for Katie, obviously. The aunt, who's played by Allison Williams, she picks her up and she basically becomes her guardian. Allison Williams' character is just like a person who's invested in her work. She works at a very high-tech toy company, and she's just really trying to pop out the next big toy every 5 seconds. So she's really invested in her work, and when her sister dies and her husband dies, kind of really throws a wrench in that. So she gets the girl, and she's kind of like, she doesn't know what to do with her. She works at a toy company and she doesn't know how to act with kids. Like, crazy. Like, why would you even? Very dumb. And so yeah, she works at a toy company, doesn't know how to act with kids, and her niece, she's kind of trying to find a way to help her out, because her niece saw her parents die. She doesn't really know how to cope with that. She doesn't really know how to talk to her niece about coping with that. So it's just like, let me build her a robotic doll. That's the smartest decision ever. Nothing has ever happened from creating in artificial intelligence. So she does that. She creates M3gan. Granted, she was already making M3gan prior to this. It's just that it failed, and so the sister dying and her inheriting her niece kind of pushed her into fixing it and making it. So M3gan is just this constantly learning AI who is just trying to do what she feels is best for saving this girl, like making her safe, making sure no one hurts her. But yeah, she's like constantly learning. She's constantly trying to make this girl's life better, thus leading to some very horrible mishaps. I think firstly being, so there's a few kills in this movie. I think just the funniest one, and it's in the trailer. You've seen the GIFs or GIFs, I don't know. I say GIFs. You've seen the GIFs. It's of her dancing. That's later on in the movie. She does a little dance and she chases Gemma's boss. And she kills him pretty brutally. But that one I think is probably one of my favorites. There's one that you don't see. It's early in the movie. There's one that you don't see, which I thought was kind of like, I get why you were probably gonna get in trouble for it, or at least get a bunch of people pissed off. So I get why. Kind of wish we could have still seen it though. Then we have the one where it's in the trailers. You've seen it. She's in the forest. At that time, Gemma's trying to introduce her niece to a new school, because her niece was homeschooled, which I'm like, all right, weirdo. But yeah, her niece is homeschooled, so she's like, let's get you into the school so you could be with kids and all that. And she's like, I don't want to go. And yeah, so that was a pretty brutal kill. Eventually the niece and the robot start developing these feelings for each other. They start getting really emotionally attached. Well, she starts getting really emotionally attached because she's fresh out of a horrible accident, and now she's just kind of like trying to find the next caretaker to latch onto. And so, I mean, the aunt isn't really doing much. She's just trying to make toys, and so she goes with the doll, and she goes pretty crazy. There's one part where like the kid is kicking and screaming. I'm like, oh yeah, it annoyed me. Yeah, but yeah, there's that part. The pacing I felt was good. I thought the movie was really well paced, especially because it's not a long movie. I believe it's maybe like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 minutes, but it wasn't too crazily. So I'm looking at the runtime. It's an hour 42 minutes. So yeah, perfect. Right in that sweet spot of a movie. I would definitely recommend watching it. The scenes were just really great. The girls who did M3gan, Amy Donald, who did the body, and Jenna Davis, who did the voice, superb. They did great. I love them in this movie. They were awesome. So yeah, they were just really awesome in this movie. I couldn't really tell you that they did anything bad, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm really just very taken aback that they were this good in this movie. If I had to say anything about this movie, it just a real good throwback to that slasher, just not super like serious horror. Like it's just a fun movie to watch. I would recommend watching with friends. I didn't because all my friends are busy because it sucks growing up. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, if you're thinking about watching this movie, I would definitely recommend it. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. It's very hard for me to give movies perfect scores because I feel like there's always just something that you can fix. But for the most part, 4 out of 5. 90 and A. Very good score. Highly recommend watching it. But yeah, that's it, everybody. This was Fernando with your M3gan review. M3gan with a 3. And this was your review for M3gan. Let's cut it, right, Diesel? Let's cut it.